How to keep the momentum going and stay relevant as an artist. Yes, people, I'm back again. Vital Powers. Don't know the thing already. I am an artist, a content creator, an overall legend. I've toured all over. I've sold out headline shows, obtained millions of views, and worked with people and companies and organizations like BBC to Ditto Music. And I wanted to find the time to let you guys know how, as an artist, a musician, an overall creative, how I keep the momentum going and stay relevant. So make sure you follow me at Vital Zero or search for Vital Powers, and let's get started. But how do you stay relevant? So this is something that happens, and I would say to a lot of artists in hip hop, grime, rap, reggae, all types of genres, but mainly in these communities where artists, from a fan's point of view, tend to have a specific shelf life for when they are popping and when they're not. Drake being the anomaly here. And what I mean when I say that, a lot of the time there's a build of an artist, a peak of an artist, and then a gradual fall of an artist. But that's perception. And that's also the issue here. I really believe that giving energy to that idea will have you not believing in yourself as a musician, especially if you land a really great single and a great campaign from that single, and then the follow-up single doesn't get as much love. The question is, what's the workaround? Firstly, I think it starts by looking inwards at yourself and the direct art that you create, the music that you make. No matter how the music industry is shaping, you should make music that you love, music that is meant to stand the test of time. Making music to follow trends and challenges can potentially kill your spirit as an artist in the long run. And that will never really end up a good thing. And at some point, all trends die, all challenges get old. But starting out in your career, making the music you love, pushing and building on creating music that is real, growing an audience, growing your audience, setting your foundation from start, allows you to never really feel that fall off kind of feeling, as your core audience will always be with you. Just make sure that when you are growing your career, you bear this in mind, so the idea of relevant or not cannot really affect you, because you have that core audience and you are consistently and constantly growing. But how do you build momentum and create suspense? To build momentum, you firstly have to have some kind of initial movement, whether it's your core fans, a bumping song that's doing well, a campaign online that's doing amazing, or even if it's just you leaving your fans and your supporters waiting for that feature that you didn't do, that remix that could come out soon, the part 2 that never came out, the collaboration between you and some artists, having them want and need for something. You have to remember that this is the music game, and more than a game, it's a business, it's a movie. You have to create ways to engage with your target audience and keep them there. So for example, here's an analogy. It's like watching Game of Thrones, and that whole series kept us all on the edge of our seats for like 5 to 6 years, every episode, every season. And then when it was done, we were left with a multitude of unanswered questions. And the reason why this is good, because if the writer ever wanted to continue the story, they could. But sometimes all of a sudden the story really has been told. So with Game of Thrones, what they done was give you another series. And with House of Dragons, what they done was show you the story before the story, the prequel. The point is, if you've released loads of music over a period of years and you want to keep the momentum, the suspense, you have to realize there's always multiple ways to tell a story, to retell a story, to find parts of a story that hasn't been told in the clearest way, or certain details you could bring back and refresh people's mind with. And I've learned a lot from books and movies to really understand that kind of idea. More than anything, it's the narrative that will bring the reader, the viewers, or the music listeners back. So think about those narratives and keep your supporters engaged. Okay, so how to keep going when you feel burnt out and unmotivated. Now this one's a little bit hard, because sometimes you are doing right, whether that be musically, momentum-wise, staying visible, making sure that you're always in the right places. But then your motivation just feels low, especially in times like now, in the pandemic, post-pandemic, going into another situation globally. The economy is crazy and everything just feels like your world's going to implode. And it does take a toll on your spirit and on your creativity. And listen, we've all been going through it. I've been going through it too. And my advice is simple. You have to counteract all of those feelings that you're feeling. For example, if you're feeling low on energy, then try and sleep or take a nap. If you're feeling directly unmotivated, go outside for a short walk. And if you're feeling overwhelmed, then take 10 to 15 minutes to yourself in a quiet space. If you're feeling unproductive, then do something else that's just purely fun. A lot of the times we overthink these things, and sometimes it's not as simple as do a task and you'll feel better. Sometimes it might be a situation where you'll need that extra support, and in other times you might just be down on yourself for no real reason. But in many spaces, these feelings have direct resolutions, but we are so used to focus on overcoming the feeling without addressing the actual situation. And I know it's easier said than done, but it really is about writing down ways to help yourself to combat the pit that you can feel that you're in. And when in doubt, like I said, just speak to someone. Okay, so one last thing I want to touch on is the idea of why. Remember the reason, the purpose. And also have major plans as well as minor ones. And why is that important? Because if you are a creative and you have been working on your craft for some time, or even if you've just started out and do not have a real reason or why or purpose about what you're doing or why you're doing it, without these solid foundations to hold on to, it makes it so easy to fall off, to stop, to give up, to not believe in yourself, your work, your music, your work ethic. From young, I created a why, a reason, a purpose. And it can be anything. Maybe you want to make a certain amount of money, or maybe you want to change your career, your lifestyle. Maybe it's for your siblings, your parents, your family, your friends, or your kids. Overall, you just have to choose a thing, a presence, a person as to why you do what you do and why you would not go back on doing that. Because then when in doubt, that thing, that person, that moment you're holding on to will keep you on the straight and narrow, keep you focused, keep you motivated. This music game can be very testing. You have to really try and not let the pressures overcome you and beat you. But yeah, man, that's it. There we have it, people. How to keep the momentum going and stay relevant as an artist. These concepts are quite simple, but it's about expanding them and kind of adapting them to your world and the things that you do as a musician and as an artist. Listen, more content coming to help you guys navigate this music space. I want to thank the Aux team, aux.app. Sign up now, and may I be the first to welcome you to the new music industry. Here, you'll be able to back up, you'll be able to sync, store versions of your projects, collaborate, connect, and keep growing as a music artist or a band. Like I said, no walls, no gatekeepers, just open music. And be the first to find out more, just check the link down below in the description, below the like button, or you can search aux.app online. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment down below, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Follow me at Vital Zero, or you can search Vital Powers. Peace and love, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. Bless.